world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
Picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
It's Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone!
That one's hit hard. Left center field, did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam I can't believe my eyes.
Welcome, everybody. We're here in the booth. Mist and I did the playoffs in season 17, and now we're back in season 18. Just the goated booth, right, Mist? How are you doing?
It's the official playoff booth, apparently. Yeah, I'm doing great. Excited that we started to get Cup rolling today. We even actually had a game or two with Mama June, and Ed. We got some really great games here tonight, starting with Simon and Preztone. Simon playing above AAA. It would really be interesting if Simon could win the AA on an ego above AAA. That would be crazy.
Yeah, what a matchup we have. It's the Lombalo winning team and Simon against Preztone and the Pelicans, who I believe were runner-up in the Lombalo. So we've got the two best bats in the AA, and I know a lot of people like to see that, and Kawashi, our AA homeboy, pointed out it's an all-Lafayette matchup. So you're going to be looking to see plenty of home runs in this game. And so we'll start with our points. We've got mirror image matchup right here. Both of these guys, like I said, up there in the Lombalo, Simon averaged about 9, Preztone averaged about 8.5 runs per. Both had a lot of home runs. And then when you turn to the pitching, neither of them weren't weak on the mound at all, giving up about 5 per for both of them. So they're able to get it done on the mound. And when you look at their stats and compare them, it's extremely similar. So we've got quite a mirror image sort of matchup right here.
Yeah, I do think there's a few pitchers down there, like Too Easy, that are, a cut above these two, but doesn't have the bat that these two really can bully you with the bat. So gonna be interesting to see whose pitching actually holds up here when both can probably get to the fastball really easily, especially Preztone on that lower ego. I think Simon 88. I mean, that's a pretty stiff challenge. So interesting to see how well he gets to the ball being all the way up there.
Yeah, and that's the most surprising to me, not surprising, but impressive thing out of AA this season is the fact that he's playing over AAA ego, and that difference in the ego and still able to win the Lombalo. It's one thing to play at even ego and win the Lombalo, but when you're like this matchup, 9 or 10 over the guys against you and you're still hitting like that, it's really impressive. And Preztone's kind of been around that 79, 80, 81 for the whole season, so he's at the upper end of the AA ego. So you're looking at two guys, because of their bat prowess, looking to move up to the AAA. And with Simon, I mean, have we seen a AA straight to the XBL move up? It's in the cards if he's able to win in dominant fashion. I think it's definitely in the cards. So because of that, we talk about the mound margins now. I said that they were both decent pitchers, giving up only 5 or so per a game. And personally, I think it's going to come down to location on the mound. You're going to give up hits to these two guys. You're going to give up the long ball here or there. It's about limiting those big sort of home runs. A solo shot's no big deal, but if you got a couple guys on base who can locate those pitches into the corners and not give up a cookie in those high tense situations, I think is going to come out on top in this one.
Especially at Lafayette, keeping those cookies out of the middle is going to be pretty important. So, let's go ahead and load into House of Berry Stadium here, also known as Tiger Den East, I'm calling it here in the chat.
Yeah, a whole lot
or also Black Coffee Stadium. That's what it really is.
There's a whole lot of Lafayette so far in these semifinals because I believe Ox is running it as well. So we've got so much Lafayette so far in these semifinals, which is a breath of fresh air as an XBL player who played 90% of his games at Park, it felt like, this season. So it's nice to see a home run park this season and not Parque de Janeiro. But we've been waiting a while on AA to get to this point, and now we're here. It's time for our semifinals matchup between Preztone and his Pelicans, and then Simon and the Jailbirds. So let me switch everything over, and let's see who gets the early leg up in this series. Give us just a minute. All right, we are live, folks. Like we said, both teams are going to be playing in Lafayette, so we're at Jailbird's home technically right here, but I don't think it makes much of a difference until you get into the end of these sort of ball games, especially with the way these two can hit. You don't want to be down one or tied going into the late innings and you see that home team walk up. Let me see if I can get this audio a little bit louder for y'all. That's Max, so blame Jailbirds. But
Yeah,
go ahead, Mist.
I was just going to say one great thing about this ballpark is it's pretty nice on all settings, which is not the case on all stadiums. So,
yeah, one of those stadiums where the batter's eye is pretty friendly, and we're going to see the ace walk up here on the mound. LaSalle Cruise, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but he's got some juiced up stats. He's got excellent velo and junk with plenty of accuracy, that 5-pitch arsenal. The only thing he doesn't really have is that changeup. He's able to get the short hit over there to shortstop, and that'll start off our semifinals here between Simon and Preztone. And here comes Britt Brooks up to the plate. Power versus righties isn't going to be on, and there's a well-located slider coming at him. If you're Simon, not only do you have to deal with 88 at the plate, the location can be an issue if you're not used to it, going up an ego like that. He gives up a single. And so the second batter is on for the Pelicans. And here's Preztone himself walking up. He juiced his own power up. I love it.
yeah, and if we're going to see eye singles like that with these two, it's going to get ugly pretty fast.
Yeah, the way this game works with the RNG, if the RNG is towards the batter's side, we might be in for a long haul sort of game with a lot of runs scored. Ooh, swings way outside on the two-seam. A little bit eager at the plate here. We'll see if the nerves are... Yeah, the nerves look like they're definitely there at the plate right now for Preztone. This semifinals matchup, he swings at 3 balls pretty far out of the zone. If you're Simon right there, I wonder how much he's going to tune into that and keep pitching on the edges and see if he can get some chases like he just did. Couple close right there, though, and the Pelicans watch it. 3-0 count now to the cleanup hitter. That one barely finds the zone, 3-1. Ooh, mislocated. It still finds the zone, though, on the edge, and now we got a full count. Looking for that slider, low and away. You can't hold off of it, and it goes to second base. It's going to be cleaned up, and a clean inning there for the Jailbirds on the mound as they walk up to the dish. The Lomballo Award winner himself is going to have Geraldo up to lead off with a .615 average, and he's facing a starter with plenty of velo, not quite as much junk as the starter on the other side. 5-pitch arsenal, no curveball on this one, but he does have the changeup.
Yeah, this has been a popular arsenal in the playoffs, running that forkball.
Ooh, and a interesting route taken to that ball. I think we're seeing the jitters in this first inning more for the Pelicans than anything. That one looked catchable, but a little bit of a mistake on the route. Turns into a leadoff double for Simon and the Jailbirds. Easy jumps as well for the starter. 12.46 ERA for the ace. This ace has been struggling in the playoffs. He's able to get the grounder to short. We'll see if he diddles. He is going to push to third.
I was wondering if that shortstop was going to try to trap the runner, but the runner actually looked like a really good move by the runner. Looked like she completely was just going to go back to second.
Yeah, especially on those players early in the lineup that have a lot of speed. If you just give a little LB, RB move on your controller, they kind of have to decide right then and there if they want to go to first or third, and he chose to go to first, and now a chance to score here if you're the Jailbirds early in this ball game. Full count now. Plenty of power on this guy. We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit. He doesn't. It's up high, and it's dropped. Is he going to go home? He is going home, and he turns back
delay
around.
Though.
Ooh, could have had him at first, but he ended up going home, and now you've got Bong John Longson, surely the best batter in this lineup. RBI hero is on. No clutch needed. Look at those stats, but he lines it to the shortstop. It might turn into, it doesn't hit the ground. Luckily enough for the Jailbirds, it's only one out.
That would have been monster.
Talk about a break from the Jailbirds there. Now, if you're Preztone, you're desperately trying to get one more. This one's hit deep right. 99 power on it. It's way out there. It's close to the wall. He jumps. He can't get it, and we see a 3-run home run in the first inning.
Oh, man. I had a feeling, Uni, when he didn't get the delayed trap, and he had to get the one out. These guys are just so powerful, and sure enough, it backfired.
And I was talking to you, Mist, in the pregame, talking about who's going to make those pitches with runners on and locate them to prevent those home runs. And we see it come to fruition right here in the first inning. A not perfectly located pitch to a good batter, and it turns into 3-0 early. If you're a Preztone, you got to calm your jitters down that we saw there in the first inning. Lock yourself in at the plate. This one's hittable, a forkball right down the middle, but he watches it. And the starter for Preztone struggling once again. I pointed out 12.46 ERA so far, and now gives up a 3-run shot. Quite a difference from the ace on this side. Under 2 ERA so far in these playoffs. Simon's been absolutely cruising with Cruise.
You know, it's going to be really interesting next season, Uni, to see Simon come up into AAA. You know, as we saw this season, it's not a joke. You know, we had Teflon in there coming down. He's been fantastic. Black Coffee's been unstoppable. And that's to say nothing of the old grizzled veterans like Ed. So, you know, you might think, well, I'm playing on 88. I've got it all over these AAA people. But believe me, it's going to be a test for old Simon.
No doubt. Moving up any league, it's really, hang on, this one might fall, and it is. He does slide and stop it, so it's just a single over there in left field. Swinging at the ball, it able to get down, though. And yeah, what I was saying is moving up in any league, going up to the AAA or the XBL, it's such a struggle. Just the skill of the players increases more than you would expect. Just the ego, just the skill level itself is really tough to adjust to. Slider outside, and he watches it. Preztone's getting a little bit more patient at the plate right now than he was in that first half. Swings at that one. That one's also going to fall into left field. The slide stops it yet again. Another single, and now 2 on, 1 out. And once again, are we going to see a misplaced pitch here? Both of these guys have plenty of power, and Ace Exterminator is going to help Jolie here as she walks up to the plate looking to tie this thing here in the second inning.
She's mind-gaming to boot.
Reticled, and it misses up top. 2-0. Hitters count. Barely finds its way on the edge.
She's got the Terminator glasses. She's got the mind gamer.
She's locked in, and look at this one over the heart of the plate. He hits it deep right. It's going to be foul, and we almost saw that mistake pitch turn into 3-3. Swung early on it. Lays off the fork. Full count. Big spot here.
Yeah, miss. Oh, it got lucky.
Yeah, he is able to hit it, but once again, another single. We'll see if he rounds the bases. A good arm out there in center. Bad throw, doesn't matter. And now the bases are juiced, and I believe the pitcher is up to the plate, already tense. Pitcher desperately looking to help her team right here and fix her mojo.
Yeah, we're seeing some wild pitching, Uni. This is not good stuff so far.
Right. Some mistake, just a couple of mistake pitches in a series like this can completely turn the game on its head.
Even with an A-plus pitcher, when you're facing, you know, when you're deep in the playoffs, just a letter next to your name is not going to do it.
Oh, no. Misplay at short. And the pitcher is able to get a registered hit for that after the misplay at short. And so the mojo is up. A base runner scores, and no one's out still. Outfield was shallow right there. We'll see if he does it again with a little power. He keeps him at normal depth. And it's 1-3 now. Leadoff man is up.
Yeah, not the first odd defensive play. We're not seeing much pitching or defense. These two want to swing the bats.
Yeah, no doubt. Slider's going to find the zone here, and he watches it from out to in right on the edge.
Slider. That was a Heisman-esque slider. That was brutal.
2-2. Looks at that fastball. It's going to find the zone. He swings, hits it off the catcher's face. Back at it. 2-2. This one's way inside, and he watches it full count. Another big pitch coming here. Already 45 pitches for this starter. Preztone takes a minute. Wants to collect himself. He knows how big this spot is. Ooh, chases, but he hits it foul. The batter in the circle almost hit it off of it. And
Wouldn't
that
that be
one might
something?
get over, and it
Oh, boy.
does. And we haven't seen a home run out of Preztone, but he's just dinking these singles in, and then help from that misplay at shortstop earlier. And so still danger red right here. Bases loaded, 1 out. And now you got Britt Brooks up. An excellent bat at the plate. Curveball up high, swings, fouls it off.
And you can see on this ego, Preztone, he doesn't mind going outside the zone from time to time to get to the ball.
Yeah, we've seen him reach, but he's doing a good job of fouling the balls off and not just hitting them in a detrimental sort of double plays. That one's way outside. Another full count yet again. Walk prone is on again. This one's going to find the zone. It's a forkball, and it's back up the middle. Another single. Trestaverdian out there. Brings it back in, and 3-3. We've just seen single after single right now, and now Preztone walks up, the strongest batter in this lineup. Pitcher is tense. And he hits it deep left field. It's a no-doubter when you hear a sound like that. Grand slam for the Pelicans.
Yeah, you know, it was coming. It was coming, Uni. We saw him. It really wasn't good reticle work, but had the quickness to just consistently push balls here and there. Probably got lucky. And I think eventually the war of attrition caught up to Cruz.
Yeah, on the mound, I wish I pointed it out when we were talking about the keys, because what I was saying in the pregame with just me and you, these mistake pitches and base runners on situations have been a huge factor so far. A couple of mistake pitches have led to the 3-run shot and a 4-run shot. And we already have 10 runs. We're in the second inning. Top half of the second inning even. 7-3. Swings at that one low, and finally the Jailbird's able to get an out on the mound. The ace, who was under 2 ERA, is now up to 12 ERA.
Yeah, if I were Simon, I would make a mental note. Underneath the plate, just a little bit, might be somewhere to find. You know, there's not a lot of chinks in Preztone's armor.
Right. You got to try to exploit those things that you're finding, and that's the beauty of a long series, is who can adjust to those little secrets that you're finding throughout the game. Forkball way misreticled. Gets lucky, though. That one's over to second base and put away, but not before a 7-run inning from Preztone. He looked like he was so nervous in that first inning, missed. But in the second inning, man, single, grand slam, and that'll do it for you.
Yeah, but now he's got to answer on the hill, which, you know, Simon's already got 3 himself, so Fuente's going to have to dig in here.
Yeah, and because of that pitcher single, not tense anymore. It's a huge moment in this game. If he's able to get a quick inning here, that starter on the other side is going to have to come out soon. If you can get some length out of Fuentes here, you're in a good spot, up 4. Full count now on the first batter. That one's right down the heart of the plate, misreticled though. And that one's looking strike. Fastball's too much, up and on the chin for the first out. Watches that one on the edge.
Nice 2-seam.
Late on the fastball. Fastball's causing some trouble right now for the Jailbirds. Comes at the fastball again. That one's foul. Swings at the fork way low. Looks so juicy after all those fastballs. And a couple of quick outs now. If you're Preztone, you've swung the momentum. Looks like he's going to keep building on it. And now looking to take the ace out if you're the Jailbirds. Already tense. Stamina's down. It's only the second. Decides to keep him in.
Yeah, and one thing, Uni, is you see a lot of alternate, you know, what I like to call Federal League arsenals down there in the Double A. So Simon moving up, playing so well, it's not that easy to hit on 88 against this type of an arsenal with these type of stats on the pitcher, because, like I said, there's some goofy stuff down there in Double A that can be pretty garbagey compared to something like this.
Yeah, you're seeing it on both sides. Neither pitcher has a terrible arsenal, but they're also not really arsenals you're going to see in those higher leagues. One of them running no changeup, the other running no curve. Those are pretty much staples when you get into the AAA and the XBL.
Yeah,
Ace.
five pitches always works, but you'll see some 3-pitch arsenals down there in Double A. You'll see almost anything down there, which is part of the fun, in my opinion.
No, it is. It's a lot more interesting. First out there, the Ace is trying to stay alive. I'm sure the Jailbirds are hoping to get a couple of more innings out of this starter if they can and save that bullpen. This one goes foul to the right side after the ground out on that first batter. Larry Lynn, who singled his first time up, I believe, swings at the slider way low. It might be a little bit of trouble, though. Pitcher's just able to get it with the underhand throw for the second out. And here comes Joe Lee. Also singled her last time up. Ace Exterminator is still on because of the starter in the game. Mind Gamer as well. Normally this bat is not too strong, but with these traits engaged, plenty of danger at the plate here in a 3-0 count. Walk prone is on. The accuracy's at like 5, and this one shows it. It's mislocated, and he doesn't swing in the 3-0.
Ooh. Didn't like that pitch.
Simon looked like he's struggling a little bit to locate right now. Tough with those traits just back to back like that, Mind Gamer and walk prone. So we see a walk there. Pitcher comes back up, who is the one that hit it into that misplay at shortstop that really snowballed that whole last inning. Well located on the outside corner. Great pitch from Simon. And that one's low, a little bit outside the zone. He swings and misses. There's the third out. So a scoreless inning after putting up 7 in the second. He walks away with 0 in the third. And looking to get back into this ball game as the Jailbirds walking up to the plate.
Let's see if Fuentes can duplicate a really nice, and any half inning you can get 0 with these two is found money.
And it's not going to be this inning. That one is way out of here left field. Missed with the commentator's curses. That one hits off the billboard back there. 430 feet. The leadoff man hits a home run.
Wow, even in a small park, that is really hit.
The fastball late again, though. Pitcher's still neutral after that home run. That one's hard to the plate, too, and he watches it. 0-2. Yeah, you can see Simon's getting a lot of pitches to hit right now. His reticle's slightly off. If Preztone keeps pitching with these, he's leaving 1 or 2 over the plate, it seems like, every at-bat. By the time Simon's warmed up, we might see 20 of them if this keeps happening. I know he only has 4 right now.
I think Simon's having a little bit of difficulty here with, like I said, it's a tough pitcher. Needs to really lean on his pedigree. He's a really good player. He's been playing against the big boys.
And you can tell that ego being up at 88 is probably causing those issues on the 4-seam that he's having. A lot of speed coming at him at that higher end ego. Preztone goes with a changeup this time. Fastball hitter is on this batter. And he comes with a fastball, and it goes over the pitcher's head. It's just a single, but a well-hit ball. And so we've got 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third in our Double-A semifinals that have shown exactly what we thought it would show. A lot of runs scored so far. That one's missed reticle just under it on the cutter.
Oh, that was a meatball.
And this one floats over to second. Hang on, does he catch it? He does. Looks like he might have been trying to do a little trickery, some pseudo-type ball to let that drop, but he snags it.
I think Fuentes needs to be very selective with the 4-seam. She has so many pitches working for her. Don't need to get cavalier with that fastball. Good one there, though.
Yeah, that one's well located. A couple of good strikes so far in this at-bat. He needs 1 more. Almost gets him swinging up top. Full count. He finds his own with that 4-seam, and yet again, the speed is causing some issues for Simon at that 88 ego. But as the pitcher's stamina comes down, those middle innings are going to be tough for that starter. Already starting to tick down here in the 4th. Starter's still in after that rough second inning for the Jailbirds here. Still tense.
And if you're Fuentes, you're really feeling good right now. He's got that pitcher, and he seems like he's got his bat going. So all things looking good for the Pals at the moment.
Ooh, this one's down the heart of the plate. Curveball swings. It's early. Out of play over there left. Looking for that forkball. He's going to miss high with it. We'll see if he gets a swing. He does. Oh, and it's snagged over there by the pitcher. And Britt Brooks, I believe she had the home run. No, it was Preztone who had that grand slam. She had the single in that big second inning, and now she watches 2 balls go by. Here's another one out of the zone. Watches it again. 3-0. We've seen a few of these 3-0 counts, and now walk prone is on again. It's going to miss high. Does he get a swing? He doesn't, and it's walked. The starter, I wonder how much longer he's going to threaten with this. This is the man who hit that grand slam. Thinks about beating him in the head, but decides otherwise. Now he thinks about changing. See what he's got in the bullpen. It doesn't look like he has a whole lot of strength. He's got one good reliever right there in considerations. The other one's pretty mid. And he brings in Spunt Bammer, one of those mid relievers. Does have metalhead, so we'll see if that turns out to be anything. We've seen plenty of hits go up the middle so far.
Yeah, high junk rating. Might want to lean on that 2-seam if Preztone seems vulnerable. Gonna test it here.
Uh-oh, a little bit of lag. They didn't tell me there was any disconnects or anything, and it's pre-recorded, so gonna give it a second to breathe. Every pitch so crucial against batters like this, the way that they've shown their long ball threat. You don't want the lag to leave one over the middle. Scratching his butt. Oh my God, there goes the sub timer. See ya.
Wow.
Hopefully that doesn't end up costing anything. 2-0 count now. Looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. Hopefully it stays clean.
A good move by Simon to lend a little bit of time to this.
That one finds the zone. 2-1. Get back into play now. It looks like it's going to be playable. Change up on the outside. Barely missed. 3-1. That one's hittable, but on the edge. He watches it full count. This one's going to find the zone. Curveball. He swings left. Third baseman doesn't dive for it. It's going to turn into a single. He is able to corral it over there in left field and keep the runners at first and second. 1 out. We'll see if there's another 1-out rally in the Pelicans here. Definitely one as big of a lead as you can get. It's obvious in every series, but especially in a series with hitters like this. Can't feel comfortable with just 3.
Running that 2-seam on the back door, and it's working.
It is. Change up low. Good eye there from Preztone. Another changeup coming at him. It's going to be up top. It's going to be in the zone. As he swing, he does, and he's got the hit run activated. It might work out, might turn into a run. It doesn't. Longson out there with plenty of arm in right field, but Donovan James comes up. First pitch Slayer. We'll see if he gets a first pitch to hit. This one's going to maybe be there just outside. What an eye from Donovan James. Bases loaded once again. This one's misreticled. Ooh, he got lucky. That was a lag pitch.
Lucky lag pitch.
My Lord.
Uh-oh.
Need excellent location in this situation. We've seen this story already in this game. This curveball is going to be in the zone. He swings left field. It's deep. It's way up there. It's not going to get all the way out. It's going to be a sac fly, though. It scores 1. He holds the runners at first and second. Really great arms out there for the Jailbirds all the way around that outfield. So we're not going to see a whole lot of extra bases taken.
Yeah, if you're Simon right now, you just got to find your way out of here with Bammer.
This one's going to sneak its way through. Shortstop not able to get there. Does he round? He's got base rounder on. He's going to go home, and it's not there. It's safe. 9-4. 2 runs come across now for the Pelicans. RBI hero is on for Larry Lane at the plate. Respectable power, just enough to get out of the park. If he gets a hold of one, that one's just foul.
Starting to miss those back doors. Those are not the easiest pitches to throw. They're hard to hit, but they're also hard to throw.
That one's in the zone and right past the shortstop again. Oh, it's base rounder on that guy on third, so he decides to stay there. Bases loaded. Joe Lee is back up. Ace Exterminator not on this time, but If you're the Jailbirds, you went to that reliever early, and now your reliever's already tense and up over 20 pitches here in the fourth. Desperately need to get out of this right here, right now. Way up top, 1-1. Another one up top, and he gets him swinging. So 1-2. Gonna look at it again, decides to change his mind. Four-seam coming at it. Watches it 2-2. Mind gamer causing some issues.
Seems to be speed pitching. I'm not sure why. I don't think speed pitching is really playing to Simon's favor.
Could have been a lot worse, but he's able to get out with just 2 runs given up there. So still in this ball game if you're Simon. Down 5. Bottom of the fourth now. Starter for the Pelicans. Still plenty strong. Starting to negate the stats a little bit. Ooh. Slightly off on that reticle underneath at 2-2. Fastball inside. High pitch was on, but he rolls over. Ooh, sketchy throw, but the pitcher grabs it.
I think Simon needs to knock a little bit of doubt into Fuentes' mind. She's kind of feeling good right now.
And that one deep left field, you call it again. Twice you talk about it, and twice it's into the left field stands, and there's the home run that the Jailbirds need. Get a little bit of momentum back. They've got a couple of solo shots. They're inching back slowly with the power. He's hoping to set something bigger up, though. He's only got 1 out in this inning. Now down 4.
She's tense. She runs tense here.
Yep, tense. Stats way down now. The velo has been the big factor so far. Velo's not there so much anymore. Watches that fork. Still gets him up on the chin. That four-seam up and in has been working well.
Bammer's going to come out. No, going to stay?
This early in the ball game, I mean,
I guess you have
tough predicament.
Yeah, you got to have some pitchers at some point, but he's just taking pitches. He just wants to get her tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's hoping for a walk here. His
He's seen enough
reticle's
of
on the
Fuentes.
dirt. Okay, a little bit of location issues here. Wonder if those are lag pitches. That one finds the zone. 3-1 to the pitcher now. Still has the
catches a
reticle in the
corner.
dirt. That one's right down the middle. Now, will he play with that reticle? No, he's just completely hoping on a walk. Oh, no, he decides. Oh, and it's on the edge. He gets the
She
strikeout.
catches a corner.
Man, imagine if he took that thing from the dirt into the zone and actually landed a hit. Would have been epic. But he watches it.
They're playing checkers where others only stick with chess.
Spunt Bammer's still in there. Really need an inning or two from him. Shallow outfield's going to be plenty to get back there. Not a whole lot of power on that batter. So there's the first out after just a couple of pitches, and that's what you need if you're Spunt Bammer here. You need to attack the zone and be aggressive. You got to get some length out of this guy.
Yeah, low power hitter with sprinter. She's just looking to get her bat on the ball, and maybe she can get to first.
Changeup finds the zone. 1-2. A little bit better location now we're seeing from Simon. Starting to feel it on the mound. It's okay. It's poked to the second baseman. He's able to get it. Not enough elevation on that one. So Britt Brooks comes back up with 2 singles, a walk, and an RBI. Boasting a 600 average in these playoffs. And she's going to get a pitch to hit here. Curveball down the middle. Swings under it.
I wouldn't throw too many of those to her.
Curveball in space, and he swings at it anyways.
Seems to be chasing some of the high curveballs, Uni, especially when it's hasn't been thrown for a while.
Yeah, gets that great third pitch there, though. So 3 up, 3 down there for the Jailbirds.
Yeah, and this is the playoffs. Simon can't be hanging his head. He's in the driver's seat. He needs to think, I've got this.
Hits that one well left field. We haven't seen really anything touch grass other than that first hit in the game. In the outfield, everything's been over the wall or snagged in the air. Looking to get one more inning, I'm sure, out of this starter here in the 5th. Really done a pretty good job after that first inning to lock it down. That one's too fast. The heat still too much despite the stats waning a little bit. Back to neutral now. 76 pitches, good batter at the plate, changeup just inside.
Yeah, I think the pressure got the best of Simon there as he jerked the reticle well out of the zone on a pitch down the middle. That's always that's a bad habit that's a lot of players have, including myself.
Another one, a little bit of chin music, and it gets by him again. 2-2. That one's in the same spot. Fastball hitter doesn't matter. Rope to third, on to first, and look at that. Is that the first time this game? Yeah, first time this game that they both have a 0 spot on the board in the same inning. And here comes that grand slam hitter, Preztone, the namesake. Spunt Bammer looking to come out. He brings in the juice, cash considerations, elite screwball, no curveball. Here's one of those interesting double-A arsenals, but with that elite screwball, this is not something that's easy to face.
Yeah, that's a tough arsenal to deal with if you're not used to it.
Yeah, and if you're the Jailbirds, you really, really need a good 2 or 3 innings out of this reliever. You're down to your SPRP and your closer after this. We do see a lot of strong closers in the double-A, but he flashed his SPRP. It didn't look strong at all, so cash considerations looking to make her cash right now. She needs a big spot here in the semifinals, game 1 in the double-A. Screwball just outside, 3-0 count. We've seen a few of these. This one's going to be just outside, and he watches it. So we've got 2 on now after that walk. A single and a walk to start the inning, no outs. Donovan James comes up, decent speed on the bases, and I believe that's base rounder over there on first. This one's poked. Longson's there. Is he going to rifle it to third? He doesn't take off anyways, so he's good. Looking to stay out of that double play territory now. Pretty much every pitch in this arsenal is a sideways moving pitch other than that four seam, so you're not going to have a whole lot of up and down movement. We'll see if Preztone's able to key into that. Way up top, 2-0. This is a good pitch on the outside. Swing and miss. Another pretty good pitch. Changeup. Looks to go at that changeup again. It's low and away, and he watches it full count now. Pretty big spot right here.
Looking to backdoor a screwball.
Off-speed hitter. He's looking to come with that off-speed pitch. This could be scary. It's going to be in the zone, and he watches it. It's right down the middle, and he watches it.
Whoa.
I wonder if he thought there was not 2 strikes right there. That one's a little bit unfathomable. It's the biggest word I've said in a long time. And that one finds its gap over there in left field. Base rounder is going to work to bring him around to third. Plenty to get the runner home. He turns back, though, so he's got runners at the corners now. And Joe Lee, once again, Ace Exterminator has been on for every at-bat but one. You're not going to see that trait turn on a whole lot in the upper leagues, but in Double-A, Ace Exterminator, very much useful. Swings at that one out of the zone. First baseman comes off the bag for it, though. Is he able to get back in time? And he does, so gives up 1 run, but that's it. And if you're the Jailbirds, it's starting to get late now in your home stadium. You're in the bottom of the 6th, down 5 runs. Starter's still in.
Interesting that even with a couple of epic shots by Simon, only 5 hits, which is surprising.
Another 99 power, but just a little bit under it. Pretty much everything they've hit has been absolutely belted. 85th pitch coming, and it's inside.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Uni, this is where you have to get to Fuentes, get to her, because there's got to be something in the pen. So get to her first.
Yeah, this might be your best chance to put up a big inning right here if you can get a couple on against the starter before those relievers come in juiced up. It's a 3-1 count here. He swings. Is it going to get through? It's not. Second baseman corrals it over there, Charlotte Barr. So 2 outs now. Josh Naylor comes up to the plate.
A lot of faith in Fuentes here from Preztone. He seems to like her out there, even quite winded.
Yeah, really dealing after that, giving up 3 in the first, only giving up a couple of solo shots first and redeemed herself. Excellent job getting 6 innings so far out of the starter.
I think he's at the point of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because when you do a fix, sometimes it backfires.
A little bit of that Eduardo tactic. Run them into the dirt if you have to. And that one's deep center field. Another fly out. So 3 up and 3 down there for the Jailbirds as Fuentes is able to get out of it. And now we're probably looking at a pinch hitter here. She is locked in now. It's not going to help her too much with where her stats are at. So he looks to bring in a sub. And he does. Already 15 pitches for cash considerations on the mound. And this one's going to be right down the middle. Swings early on it. Jimmy Armstrong with the Undertaker eye black. Watches the second one. We're seeing a lot more aggressive pitching now. This one's down the heart of the plate. Another one swung on early. Got to be careful here if you're the Jailbirds.
Yeah, their timing has really gotten off. I think it's just, the fog of war at this point.
Starting to locate a little better, but Preztone's done locked in now in this game, so location not proving to be a huge deal. This one's on the edge, popped up to center field. Hang on, is he going to get it? He does. Okay. Tense out there as the center fielder, not the position you want to be tense. Charlotte Barr walking up, has 2 home runs in these playoffs with how little power this hitter has. It's pretty impressive. Something I would never do. Screwball well located on the outside edge here, and that one's poked right field, outfield shallow, and it works out. So 2-way now. Stamina starting to go down for this reliever already. It's only the 7th. Aggressive pitching now, and finally Pelicans able to take advantage of it. They get 1 on. 2 outs, though. It's going to be Preztone up.
Pitch selection. That was destined to be a hit there.
This batter is absolutely juiced. Is he going to pitch to him? He's looking up and down the lineup. He's going to come to him anyways. Change up low. Power is up over 100. And you'll live with that, really, if you're the Jailbirds. It's the same as a walk against a batter like that. Still 2 outs.
A really good location there on that changeup, but right on, hanging off the corner. A great hit by Preztone.
Good fastball there to start it off. Big spot here for the Jailbirds if you want this reliever to survive. Second baseman just able to get there and puts it away. Could have been a little bit of a 2-out rally there, but able to stop it. So it's 5-10 now going into the bottom of the 7th inning here in Game 1 of our AA semifinals. Been a lot of scoring, but it's slowed down here in the last 3 innings.
Yeah, I expect Simon to get going eventually. His pedigree is so high, and eventually he's going to find a pitcher that he likes. I think that last one he just really grew tired of and couldn't quite get to her, but he might do better here.
Yeah, new pitcher into the game, Floral, and gives up a hit on his first at-bat of the game. Single over there to left field. Really middling stats for this pitcher. Forkball changeup and a couple of fastballs. Has a 0 ERA in the playoffs, though. Crossed up as well on this pitcher. Ooh, cutter inside. Good pitch. 2-2. Ooh, just off the edge. Full count now. Sludge. Looking to get a pitch to hit.
On him.
Swings, but he runs. Is it going to save him? And it does. He's not able to get the double play because of that hit and run. And here comes that reliever. He's going to sub. Needs his runs now. Lady King comes in with power and contact versus lefties engaged. Missed is crossed up the one where the catcher drops it.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see if that ends up factoring in. That one's hit. It's got enough speed. Rounding the base. He turns back around, though, so we got runners on the corner. Double play is still there for the taking. Leadoff batter is up.
This is a crucial point for Simon. Absolutely crucial.
Brings in Steeler now. We'll see if he gets aggressive on the base pass. We have yet to see a steal yet. It's not really been needed, to be fair. That one's hit well right field. Is it going to be enough to get out? Hang on. It's going to be close at the warning track and hauled in. It is a sac fly.
Good play by Preztone to not get sucked into trying to throw to the plate, which was not happening.
Well, reticled there at the plate, but just a little bit too little on that power at 67. Batter is tense. This 2-hole. There's the steal. Finally, we get our first steal of the series, and he's there in plenty of time. 2-1 count now.
That shows me how concerned Simon is at the plate, to try to take that extra base and just try to squeeze one across.
Oh, swings at that one way outside, and so he puts up 1 run, but that's it. He's been doing that, putting up 1 or 2 in an inning, trying to claw back into this. Now he brings in his closer. We'll see how much length he can get out here. He might be down to his SPRP, his weakest pitcher in the pen, if it gets late into this game, if he's able to crawl back into it. Great pitch on the outside edge there. A 4-pitch arsenal for Vinny Vinegar here. And great velo. Gets the ground out over there to second. Mojo went down for that batter as well. Not who you want to be down. That was the 5-hitter.
He's got a pitcher here where he can actually use that fastball to keep Preztone honest.
Screwball on the outside. 0-2. This one's going to be close. Is he going to get the swing? He does swing. Second baseman, can he get it? It's snagged. Does he have it in time? And he does by just a step. Great play over there at second base. 2 away.
Yeah, a really great pitch, a fantastic swing, and a fantastic defensive play. Leads to nothing for Preztone there.
This one's hit over the third baseman, so there's a single. We've seen a couple of these 2-out singles turn into a couple of base runners on. By the end of it, we'll see if he can take advantage, though. Joe Lee doesn't have Ace Exterminator on this time. Mind Gamer is there. Get a couple of runners on. This closer has surrounded.
Yeah, that's one thing we talked about on another cast, Uni. I don't believe it was you and me, but, during the regular season, when you get a 2-out single, you don't really think too much of it. But in the playoffs, if you get a runner on, it doesn't matter if there's 2 outs. You have got to go.
And he's got a 3-1 favorable count here with that runner on. Screwball outside, and he watches it. So just like that, 2 on now. And here comes the reliever up to the plate. Might see a sub here. Just like you said, Preztone's up by 4, but 2 outs in the playoffs. That's still plenty in the wheelhouse of time to attack, especially late in the ball game like this. We're in the 8th inning. Clutch on this pinch hitter. That one's hard to the plate, and he watches it. Surrounded is on now for the closer. Velo's not quite so much there. Screwball gets him swinging, so a good spot here for the pitcher. 0-2. This one's low. Good eye from Preztone. Been struggling this game, but a great eye right there.
Yeah, this batter erratic in the box. Not sure what she's going to do next.
Screwball outside fouls it off. 1-2 still.
That was a good swing just to stay alive.
This one's going to look juicy. Fouls that one away too. Fouling off these balls on the edge. Here comes the 2-seam outside. Gets him swinging. Big strikeout there from the closer. And we're into the bottom of the 8th now. Only 6 outs to play with here if you're Preztone. The number 1 seed in our AA, down 4 here at home in the first game of our semifinals. He's got 3, 4, 5 up. A new reliever in the game, Lowry. Another 0 ERA reliever. Apparently Preztone's bullpen has been going wild in the playoffs.
Or not being used at all.
Yeah, maybe not being used. He did stretch that starter a long ways. 3-0 turned into 3-1 count. Really mid stats on this pitcher. Again, almost took his head off. Would have been a huge turn in the tide there if he was able to knock that reliever out, but it goes right over his shoulder. It's a leadoff single, and here comes Bong John. Clutches on. RBI heroes not needed. Those stats are plenty, and that one's lined to the shortstop. The dive might save him. He goes to first, and he's able to get it by a step. Wow. Mojo goes up on that shortstop.
Yeah, Brooks bails him out there.
Tough out and clutch. Swings late on that fastball. The velo, too much. Once again, velo, 1-2.
Big contact.
Huge contact. Misses on the inside, 2-2. This is a big spot here if you're the Jailbirds. You need this, and you swing late.
Oh, late.
2 outs. That heat on that 88 ego is really showing up.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do with all that contact is be late.
Oh, and this one's roped down the line. Is it going to be fair? It is. It hits the line, so it's going to score a run. He rounds towards second, decides to turn back and play it safe, so a run scores and chips away yet again. He's just chipping and chipping and chipping. He's only got 4 outs to play with.
I tell you, the jails are not done here.
0-2 count. Another fastball. That velo is really proven to be tough right now, and so we're into the last inning. It's just a 3-run game. There's a pretty wide hit differential, 17-9 in favor of Preztone, but only 3-run difference.
Yeah, and the hit difference can mean a lot, but usually if you've seen long balls from the lesser, it doesn't mean as much.
Oh my, the lag pitch way up top. 2-1. Vinny Vinegar, that closer, her stamina is going to go down exponentially quick, a lot quicker than a normal reliever would. And this one's going to find its way into the zone. Swung deep left field. Sprinter doesn't need it. No, he does. It's off the wall. A little bit of a break from the Jailbirds as someone blew a fan in there in the crowd.
Yeah, shot out of the sky. That was awkward.
And here's Britt Brooks. Do you want to pitch to this batter?
She's feeling it.
Absolutely juiced at the plate. Tries to get a chase. He doesn't. Stats are way down for this closer. This one's right down the middle. Britt Brooks hits it left field through the gap. Seen quite a few of those type of swings. And now we got runners on the corners and down by 3 already if you're the Jailbirds, and you're at the heart of this lineup. Someone who's already hit a grand slam on you now. Preztone walks up.
You know, we've seen a ton of screwballs left right over the dead center of the plate in this game, and I always say those mid pitch they are hard to locate. Slider, screwball, forkball, they're hard to locate. The best of the best can do it, but this is Double-A, folks. They're gonna lose some pitches.
Yeah, and the way the Jailbirds have been abusing that, just using a lot of those pitches that you're talking about right there, leaves one close to the corner, but not far enough into the corner. So it's an RBI single there from Preztone. And now Maggie Page comes up. Still no outs here in the 9th inning. That one's up top. That's a ball, but it's swung and it's down the line. Great hit from Preztone on one off of the plate, and it scores a run on the double. Still no outs.
Yeah, that was an MJJ double as the high fastball, not able to get past the kid.
Setting up to be a very big inning from Preztone here. Very eerily similar to that 2nd inning. This game might get out of hand here in the 9th. The SPRP is the last pitcher in this bullpen, and he's tense now on what little stats he already had. The accuracy on this SPRP is quite insane. Wow, another one off the plate turns into a hit into the outfield. Base rounder comes around, goes home. He's going to second. He's going to be out, but he does score 2. And the lead is up to 7. The Pelicans taking control of this game here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, Pels have no worries at this point. They just need to not... They need to focus on the mound. That's it.
Yep, was able to get the first out. Needs 2 more to give himself. I mean, 7's a lot, but at least gives yourself a chance with the bat that he has if he can get back up here in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, if you're Simon, don't bail him out. Go up there looking to tie this up.
That one's hit well, but it was a ball right off of the plate. Off-speed hitters just going to get it out there to the center fielder. And now here comes Larry Lim with 4 singles in this game. Not your typical first baseman build. Not a whole lot of power, but plenty of contact and really some decent speed. Ooh, swings at that slider down low. And finally, after a real tough start to that inning, he gets out of it, giving up 4, down 7 now. Needs to double his run total here at home in Lafayette. The Jailbirds staring a 1-0 deficit.
Yeah,
See something crazy.
That's exactly what I said. You saw that last pitch. He went digging at the slider. I think what Simon needs to do in game 2 is get the ball underneath the zone on a fairly steady diet, and let's see if Preztone will go fishing and digging down there, because certain types of hitters, it's so hard to lay off balls dipping.
Count for the 8-hole. Another fastball on the chin, watch, and there's the first out. A looking strikeout. Here comes the pitcher. I mean, you can take him out. He's going to have to pitch a position player if they make it into extras. Property of something up to the plate.
He'll be happy to pitch that position player with a tie game.
Yeah. Fly out there, though. So now 2 outs away here in the bottom of the ninth. Still down 7 runs. Needs an absolute miracle. A unicorn versus wishbone type of thing, I'd like to say. Needs that sort of comeback right here in the ninth.
Could happen.
Not going to happen, though. 3 up and 3 down. So that's the end of game 1 here in our AA semifinals. An absolute parade of scoring on both sides, as to be expected. A good ball game there. Really a little bit tighter than the scoreboard shows, but both sides hit the ball well. It was just a little bit of a difference in locating in those big spots, don't you think, Mist?
It was a fun game. It's AA. These are fun players. They had a fun game. I'm sure the Jails are disappointed, but there was really nothing you can't come back from.
Yeah, it's a 7-game series. They got plenty of time to crawl back into this thing, only down 1-0, try to tie it up right here. But Preztone will be playing with house money as he won at the away park, but he'll be back at Lafayette just on the home side here in game 2. Y'all give us a minute to switch everything over, and we'll bring it right at you. Hello and welcome back to Lafayette yet again. After a great game 1 that showed a lot of scoring, Preztone takes the 1-0 series lead. Let me change that real quick on the score box. So he's playing with a little bit of house money. If you're the Jailbirds here, you're the number 1 seed. You know you got a target on your back. He's looking to desperately get this win and tie this series up here in our AA semifinals.
Yeah, we had the day setting last game. We got the twilight here. It really comes down to pitching. I think, it's going to be tough to hold either of them down. I expect Simon to bounce back here, to be quite frank.
Yeah, Simon really struggled with that velo in that first game. I'm sure we're going to see less velo on the starter, but also Simon, it's not like he just got to 88. He's been playing at this higher end ego for a while. I highly doubt he's going to struggle the same way he did with that velo, but Maxwell on the mound actually has plenty of velo, so he's going to have to. He's got no choice. Just a changeup, no curveball, and 3 moving fastballs. So he's going to see a lot of heat here in this game.
Yeah, here's that funky backdoor setup again. I hate facing this particular arsenal. these players, it's weird. Some players are so much more vulnerable to the curve than others, and so many players the screwball doesn't really work against them, and others it really does. So you never know.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think Simon told me he is a dot swinger, so I don't know how much the screwball is going to actually affect him. It's more about timing when you're a dot swinger than anything. That one's grounded over to shortstop, so a couple of quick outs here. Maxwell on the mound is plenty strong. He's really stronger than that first pitcher he used, so I would say Maxwell is probably the ace for the Pelicans here. Pelicans sitting in blue and green uniforms and Jailbirds in their whites on the road. That one's hit well. It's going to find a gap over there in right field, so he does get a hit here in the first inning after a couple of ground outs. He gets one on. The scoring was early and often in game one. I'm not sure when they're going to score in this one, but I'd be shocked if someone doesn't score at least 10. I bet we see at least 5 out of both teams. I'm calling it right now, 11-7 final score. All right, Jailbirds win 11-7. That's my prediction.
I'm going to say 13-5.
Who you got though?
I'll take the Jails.
All right, we're on the Jailbirds, so you know he's going to lose.
We'll see.
That one's a hit and run that misplaced that shortstop, and it turns into a couple on. So a little bit of a 2-out rally here maybe in the first inning for the Jailbirds. They've got a strong batter up to the plate. He does have tough out if it gets to that point.
I've got a question for you, Uni.
All right, hit me.
Who's going to be the first one to hit one directly over that batter's eye?
I mean, I've already put my money on the Jailbirds. Let's do it again. Jailbirds all day, every day in this one.
I'm going to go the same. We want some free baseball later down the road, so we're going to go with the Jails.
We're going with the Jails, and this one's a line out, so no 2-out rally this time. No home run over the batter's eye. A clean inning after a couple of hits so far. And here comes that starter, Ember Tree, with a ton of accuracy on this pitcher with gets ahead on those first pitches. He's got the 5-pitch arsenal, a really standard arsenal. This is more of a upper league sort of arsenal. You kind of have everything in your bag. We'll see if he takes your notes and pitches them low. Oh, my, shallow. Hang on. Were we wrong? We were so wrong. We're still right.
We are not wrong. Come on now.
Man, so close to just absolutely making us look silly off rip. Thank you, batter's eye. It's just tall enough, but a leadoff double for Preztone.
We're not going to give it up that easily, Uni.
No, not like that. Another starter with a high ERA right here. He does have decent stats, not quite as good as that last one. This one's in a little bit of that Twilight territory, but he does catch it. Thought that was going to have to be dove for.
But he grabbed it, yeah.
We'll see how much that gets ahead, helps out the starter here to get a good location on those first pitches. He tuned his location in towards the end of that game, did Simon. Started off a little bit off, but we'll see if he's able to carry that into game 2.
That's a good point, Uni. Simon was actually pitching pretty tight. Preztone may have been also. I'm not sure, but Simon definitely tightened it up a bit later in the game. Unfortunately, the cat was out of the bag.
Yeah, too little, too late. And even when he did tighten it up, Preztone was pretty locked in, hitting some corner pitches anyways. And now he's got a man on third, 2 outs, looking to take the first run in this ball game, if not more. Any hit's going to get that runner across. Right field. Not going to be enough, though. Pretty well, but brought in, so a clean inning. Both sides put up zeros on the boards. Imagine we see a pitcher's duel here. That would be completely opposite of what we guessed, so it actually wouldn't surprise me. Ooh, right down the heart of the plate. He gives him a little bunt, but doesn't do it. Another one, same location, same pitch. And that one way inside, swung on. 0-2 count still. There we go, good eye, 1-2. Already up to 27 pitches as the starter. If you're the Jailbirds, being patient will be huge to get this velo down.
That was a good foul off.
This one's popped up. Cutter in there on the chin. And because of the way that Simon was struggling with that velo, if he's able to get some pitches out of the starter early and get that velo down a little bit, I think we're going to see a lot of middle inning scoring. This one's a little bit... Okay, the center fielder stuttered, but he's still able to get there and hold it at a single. A good, strong line drive up the center right there. So we've got one on. Pitcher comes up to the plate thinking about bunting. Decides to swing away on that one way up top. And so 3 straight frames of no scoring here. A lot different than we saw in that first game. And by the end of 2 innings in that first game, it was already 10 runs put up. If 10 runs get put up here, it's the end of the game. So we'll see what Preztone has for us. I like those blue uniforms. If Too Easy is in here, they're so much cooler than your military stuff, bro. He is in here, I think. He's chatting. Still love you, bro. 3-0 count to this batter, Donovan James. Curveball over the heart, 3-1. This one's well located down there on the corner. He watches it. You're going to need some more location like that if you're the Jailbirds in this game. Here's that low stuff you were talking about missed, and he does swing on it. Mm-hmm. You're definitely right about that low situation, leaving it just off the heart of the plate, but it doesn't seem like Simon's really figured that out quite yet. Gets him swinging up top, though, on one out of the zone for the first out.
And this is your worst nightmare if you're the Pelicans. You've got about a 6'5", 6'6" pitcher wearing glasses coming at you with long limbs. It doesn't make you that comfortable in the box. And look at him; he's just swinging at anything.
Well located on the corner down there, 1-2. 3 down there around his shins. Does he slide for? He doesn't need to. Grabs it right there at the shoestrings for the second out.
Yeah, interesting decision not to dive. Tresterverdian barely got there.
There we go. There's one down the line. It's going to be a 2-out single here. Not a whole lot of speed on that runner. Once again, it seems like this whole series, Joe Lee is going to have Ace Exterminator to work with.
Apparently so, yeah.
Great pitch on the corner there.
She needs to capitalize, though.
Sure does. Had a couple of singles, I believe, in that last one. Swings way inside, 1-2. Here comes that low stuff. Does he swing? He does, and it's fouled away.
Facing the cutter.
And now this one's a little bit high. Good eye there from Preztone. Takes a second to collect as Simon does wheel around the rosy with his reticle. Is that what it's called? Wheel around the rosy? That sounds wrong.
Ring around the rosy.
Ring. Okay. I was just watching Hummus's wheel earlier, so I got wheel in my head. So, through 2 innings, no one has scored. We're in the third now. That one's a loud hit off the bat, but it's not going to be far enough. It seems like the bats aren't quite as juiced. It's not the juice ball era for the RNG in this one. It looks like it might be a little bit harder to come across runs. We've seen a couple of well-struck balls just fall out there in the outfield.
I want to give No Hummus, a really 2 thumbs up for running a great show there. And I only say that because I really like my group.
It'll be fun to beat up on me, I'm sure. I'll have to talk to Hummus about putting me with all these AAA guys. They're about to dominate me and get me moved back down.
Well, M. Bennings ain't going to be any more fun, so...
M. Bennings had me breaking my desk in here during the playoffs. I don't want to play him again. That one swung on way up top. Fastball hitter's not going to matter. So 3 up and 3 down. The pitching right now has been an absolute flip of the switch from game 1 to game 2. The location hasn't necessarily been excellent, but it's been there. It's been good enough. With the RNG not leaning towards the batters in this one, it's might be one of those games it's tough to come across runs. SMB's funny like that. Some games you can hit stuff out of the park, and other games it seems like the wind's blowing in.
Other than trying to make us look like idiots on that ball off the batter's eye. Oh, and there it is.
My Lord, why do I talk? That one's out of here as soon as we
Oh,
talk
just
about.
cleared the glove.
Yeah, as soon as we talk about the wind blowing in, he hits it to right field. It's just barely enough, 351 feet over there to right field side. And finally, we break the tie. It's 1-0. Pelicans open it up with a solo shot.
Yeah, that's so short, though. We're not going to really count that, are we?
That's what I call a dink home run when I play Ed. He loves when I say that. He'll hit 450, and I'll text him, that's a dink home run, bro.
Yeah, Ed will sometimes go off with a long home run, and every single time it's long ballo. Nobody else can clear it. Maybe Stanza.
So we got a single right there after the home run. It looks like Preztone's feeling comfortable at the plate now. Pitcher has still got his stats. Doesn't want his starter to get beat up the way he did in the last game. Trying to get some length out of him this time. 2-0 count now. You can see a little bit of frustration from Simon.
Have to be careful with Brooks. She's gonna start feeling it here.
Yeah, Brooks is a dog. Look at that power. This curveball's gonna be in the zone. It's meaty, but he swings early. Velo switch up.
She licks her chops. When she sees a right-hander, her eyes get big.
Full count. She's gonna have a chance to swing here, I would imagine. Changeup, it's going to be close, and he does swing, and it's a gapper, and he's got that hit and run. We'll see if he's got enough speed to get all the way around to home plate. It looks like he is. He doesn't play it aggressive, though. Turns back to third, so no outs and runners on second and third.
Oh, my God. Yudi, got to come home there.
Got to.
I guess no outs. But,
yeah, playing it safe.
I thought that was automatic.
There is a good arm out there in left field, but the speed on third isn't substantial. It's decent. Decides to play it safe. We'll see if it comes back to bite him here. Swings way up top. This one's out there shallow, and it's gonna fall and turn into 2 runs because of it. One of those, just like we saw last game, Preztone had 2 or 3 hits that turned into RBIs on balls that were up out of the zone, and he does it again right here.
Yeah, up is where he can get to the ball. Certain players up, they can really get to the ball. I remember Vegan Vibes was like that.
Accuracy at 0 for this pitcher. This one's right down the middle.
Oh, boy.
Cranked to right field. See you later. That one's like what? Let me guess. 462 is my guess out of the park. Let's see it. Oh, come on.
Oh,
come on. It had more than that. But it's 5-0. Preztone has blown this game open. He had a 7-run inning in the last game. Now he's got a 5-run inning he's working on right here in the third, I believe. Pitcher is rattled. Back-to-back games, the starter has gotten rattled because of the power on this Preztone lineup.
Yeah, and we're going to have to slip him a 20 after the game for not putting that one over the batter's eye.
Hit him anywhere but center. Strike 2, 1-2 count. Still working with no accuracy here. He's got meltdown on this starter, but great location on that curve.
Oh, he pulled an alternate spot. That's actually a great play by Simon. When your accuracy is that crummy, you have to look for alternate spots, and he did an unbelievable job there.
Yeah, he got his pitcher from rattled back to tense with that strikeout. Finds himself in a 2-0, giving a lot of hitters counts up, and this one's pretty meaty. He watches it 2-1. Off-speed hitter, have to be careful with those curves. Center field, but once again, just going to be out there in the middle, able to put it away. So what was a big inning, 5 runs were put up with no outs, now back-to-back outs as this starter looks to keep himself alive here in the third to first, and he's not able to snag it on the dive.
You see why his accuracy is screwed up, right, Uni?
He's got meltdown, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got meltdown going. That's why he can't find anything. He's leaving him out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm a meltdown subscriber because if I'm giving up 4 hits in a row in an inning, I'm probably pulling that dude anyways.
You can't pull out a meltdown, though. Can you?
Can you not? Because I need to change my whole build.
I think if you get through the inning, maybe you get out of it. Probably only lasts the rest of the inning.
No, it's the rest of the inning, but if I give up 4 or 5, because I think it registers with 4 hits in a row. So
Right,
if I give
or
up 4
walks.
hits in a row, yeah, I'm usually just going to bring in a reliever anyways, unless it's something
Or
like this in the
even
third.
a hits batter. I think it's anybody 4 reaches base in a row and you're toast.
He's working with 0 accuracy, desperately trying to get one more out. He's got the pitcher up, but the pitcher belts one over there to right field. It's going to drop, and because that leadoff hitter comes up now. And the bases are juiced. Not a whole lot of power, but I mentioned last game, Charlotte Barr does have 2 home runs in these playoffs, and now he looks to go to the SPRP. Meepo comes in.
Yeah, I'm with you, Uni. I think if you're gonna run that trait, you have to run that trait with the idea that if it kicks in, you're gonna yank them no matter what.
Right.
So you have to have an SPRP that you trust. Otherwise, you can't run that trait on a
Do you
starter.
trust this SPRP?
That's my opinion. I don't. I trust my SPRP. I don't trust this SPRP.
But he gets the hit, though. He's going to put it away, so bases loaded, and he gets that third out. Could have been really bad inning, but it's just 5. I want to welcome Pass SMB into the chat. If I'm not wrong, that's that guy that joined the Legend SMNL. I've been keeping an eye on a little bit as a future XBL player, possibly. Welcome. I haven't ever seen you in the stream.
For sure, a future XBL player. Pass is a really good guy. Playing over the SMNL. He'll be an XBLer next season.
The question is, does he have that passion? We need some passion in the XBL, man. Everyone in there is so sweaty.
So. I heard a rumor that he has a lot of hair, but he had a hat on when I saw him, so I don't know if that's true or not. I used to have hair down to my nipples, I guess you could say.
Hair down to the nipples is maybe the best quote we've had so far this season. And there's 3 up and 3 down. So after a big inning from Preztone, he walks up there and gets 3 up, 3 down on the mound as well. The momentum is squarely on the Pelicans side. After they won game 1, they're playing with house money, and now they're up 5 here in this one. If you're the Jailbirds, you got to figure out something. You can't let this thing get away from you and be down 2-0. It is a 7-game series, but man, does that pressure mount when you're down a couple.
I still believe in Simon here. I think he can turn this around. He's having trouble, but I haven't given up on Simon at all.
Now he earned that 1 seed from the whole season. He earned it being the highest ego player in the league. He still had that. He also had the most wins in the league, so he's definitely got it in him. That one's deep left field. See ya. It's gone. Preztone once again displays that juice as he sends one over the fence. He's got 2 home runs now in this series and 6 RBI for the namesake Preztone.
Yeah, self-aggrandization there as he hits it practically onto the street.
Got a Roberto Ramos legacy building for Preztone here. He's been absolutely dominant in this series so far. SPRP still not tense, though, after just giving up a solo shot. This one's left over the plate. It's hit right field. It's floating. It's hanging. It might be all the way out. It is. No! Catch from Longson over there in right field, and he needed it. Huge play from Simon.
Shut down right field defense there.
Man, and those are tough to read.
Now the Jails are in business.
Yeah, there's that. That might be something that turns it on for him. You just need 1 or 2 plays like that. Give yourself the belief. And now he snags this one at the line. He gave up that solo shot, but we'll see if that home run robbery is going to turn into something. That's not a tough one to catch. It was way up there. Really hard to read when they have that sort of arc on him, but an excellent play from Simon. Put that one on Match of the Week Roundup because that was an awesome play.
Yeah, at some point you got to bite into the starter. He's locked in. He's got the goods. You got to get through him.
Yeah, the pitching stat difference in terms of velo and junk on the sides right now is quite a big margin. That one's hit pretty well. Had outside pitch, but just slightly misread it. Oh my, he almost misplayed it, but he's able to grab it.
Yeah, LaRoche, a little bit of a drunk walk there, but somehow snags it. Sticks his left hand out at the last second.
2-0 now. Simon's being patient at the plate. He's just slightly off on his reticles right now.
Oh, what a pitch.
Ooh, screwball on the heart of the plate. 2-2 to Sludge McWings. Swings at that one. He keeps getting on top of those high fastballs.
Yeah, that was a massive mistake. There was no reason for that pitch, and he
Yeah.
got away with it.
He's had some meaty four seams up in the zone, which are really what you look for to get some home runs on. He's just been lucky that so far Simon's been rolling him over. Another quick inning right there. It's 5 innings of no runs for the long ball winning Jailbirds. Quite a performance here from Preztone on the mound, despite what Simon's playing like. Preztone has to get credit. He's completely shutting out the long ball winner right now and putting up 6 of his own. He's in a great spot here in his home stadium.
And the Jails need to not get rattled here. Just let's get out of this a couple half innings, and you're okay.
Able to get his first strike there, 3-1. Accuracy is way up with that trait. That one's a great pitch, but what a hit from Preztone. That inside on the hands to just in on the edge of the zone at the chin, and he's able to fight it up the middle. That's really all you can do with a pitch like that. Excellent job.
Yeah, kind of tough if somebody's hitting that pitch. I mean, nobody hits that pitch.
Slider was meaty, but he watched it. Now he's going to get him to try to fish low for a double play. That was the right idea, but good job by Preztone laying off. He comes at it once again, and he's laying off of those low pitches now. You can tell Prestone's feeling plenty comfortable at the plate.
Yeah, he's not feeling pressed at all. Takes a strike calmly.
It's a dangerous situation when you're on the mound and you see people start taking pitches like that, but he gets this double play ball possibly over to second and on to first. Plenty of time. Big double play there. He needed it. And so 2 outs now. Joe Lee comes up in the rare non-ace exterminator at bat. The SPRP not juiced enough.
Oh.
Hit well for where that pitch was located, but it's just a fly out over there in center field. So finally, there's a clean inning after a couple of innings giving up runs from the Jailbirds. They get a clean 5th, and we're getting pretty late now. Down 6 runs for the Jailbirds here in the 6th inning of Game 2 in our AA semifinals. He's surely starting to get antsy, but you got to hold your wits. You can't get too desperate in a spot like this. Whoa, I don't know what that was. The Matrix. And now the pitcher's on fire.
Wow.
Only at 53 pitches here in the 6th. That just shows he's been attacking the zone, and Simon's been not able to get any hits off of it. That one's floating over short. He ranges back and snags it on his butt cheek for the 2nd out.
Yeah, continues to finesse Simon with these pitches just off. Just off the plate. Simon doesn't even want to see these pitches. He's just going to put it in the dirt.
Yeah, Prestone's really doing a great job locating here in Game 2. No matter if a player like Simon is hitting well or not, shutting him out, you got to give credit to the pitcher because he is such a good batter. You know that Prestone's doing something right on the mound. And once again, a strikeout on that cutter, too much velo. So 3 up and 3 down yet again. Only 3 hits for the Jailbirds so far. 12 hits and 6 runs for Preztone as we're in the bottom of the 6th. The pitcher is up on fire. He's got a home run. Hang on. Did we not? He hit a home run with the pitcher? I didn't catch that, but it makes sense. That's why he's on fire probably. And now his second single of the game. A home run, 2 singles, and shutout baseball. The starter is putting on a masterclass Shohei Ohtani performance.
I wonder if his was that short one that we saw that I kind of made fun of, but if it was the pitcher, that's quite a wallop.
It had to have been that right field home run. You hate to let a pitcher home run go by the commentary. My bad, Preztone. This one's right down the middle. Swung on over first baseman. It's going to curve, and he's got sprinter as well. It's misplayed over there in the corner. There's a lot of speed. It's misplayed again. Hang on. What's going on? But he holds him. I wonder if he thought maybe that was a little bit of lag issue, so he played it safe and played it nice, but definitely could have taken home right there and moved a guy up to third. And here comes Britt Brooks, a real dangerous bat. Not sure what happened.
I don't know. It's the second time he held with no outs. He might actually be smart enough to not be testing anything. Like I'm the idiot that will go running home on that play, but if there's no outs, don't go running home unless you're 100% sure.
And here comes Prez. Had an excellent series so far. Lines it out over there, and this is where you see those small margins might come back to bite you. If he would have ran around those bases and taken that home earlier, he'd have 2 runs right now. But now he's looking at a runner on third, possibly being stranded as there's 2 outs. Screwball just off the plate. This one's in the zone. Watches it 2-1. I didn't mention that cash considerations came in, so this is the strongest reliever. Is able to get out of this inning, only giving up 1 run.
That's big. That's big. 7 is still okay. It's not preferred, obviously, but Simon has a bat, so I think the issue is this pitcher. You got to get Maxwell out of here.
Yeah, 7 is definitely doable. He's averaging 9 runs per game throughout the course of the season, so he's got it in him. Really tough starter to do it against, especially in a situation like this in the playoffs where you've got the pressure building as you're already down 1 in this series. Hits a fly out there to center field. And Prestone's feeling it on the mound. Look at his misses just right off the edge of the zone. That one finds the corner. Great pitch. Accuracy is really being a factor right now for the starter. That one's out to end. Another pop-up. We've seen so many flyouts to the outfield. He's just right under these pitches.
Yeah, that was extremely hittable, Uni, but at some point, things build up and you just feel like you can't hit a certain pitch or you're just begging for anything.
That one missed reticle, but
And
it's
there
going to
he got
drop.
something.
There we go. Like you were talking about, everything matters. There's 2 outs right here, but if you can get another hit or 2, have a big 2-out rally. Ooh, right down the heart of the plate.
Yeah,
First
even
pitch
one
prayer.
more single. Puts
There it
this into-
is.
There
There's
it
the
is.
single.
Got 2 runners on.
He's on his 8-hole hitter, though.
If you can scrape 2 or 3 across here, come hell or high water, you're in pretty good shape.
And now look at the pitcher. Lost his on fire. Down to locked in, and his velo's coming down because of it. Plenty of power on Sludge here. It'd be huge if he could get one over the wall. Just do it over the batter's eye. Why not?
Exactly.
Oh, but he hits
He
just,
burned him.
and a little bit of lag. Hang on. He is glitching to first, but he's not going to get there in time. So started a little bit of a 2-out rally, but not able to sustain it. So still down 7. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning now here in Game 2 of our AA semis. Y'all make sure you tune in. After this, we've got Mush versus Wish, and the XBL left side of the bracket is going to face off Game 1 and 2, looking to see who's going to play the winner of Ox versus Space, which has been an absolutely absurd series on that side of the bracket. It's been excellent playoff baseball so far, and I'm glad that we're starting to get to cast them now that we're here in the semis, Mist.
Yeah, 4 legendary players, really. Mush, obviously Wishbone and Ox, and then Spaceman, who's kind of been the story of the season. I think he might have won a Unicorn Award at
Sure
one
did.
point earlier in the season. So, but yeah, Mush and Wishbone, that on paper is just such a great series.
Yeah, no doubt. And this one's going to be out
Oh,
of here,
that's
deep
gone.
right field. Another home run. That's 3 or 4 home runs now from the Pelicans. They seem like they're taking advantage of each mistake pitch that's left over the heart of that plate. Simon's locating decently well, but when he leaves him over the plate like that, Prestone's really taking advantage of it. A little bit of a disconnection symbol. Hopefully it doesn't matter. They lagged for a little bit in that last one. It shored itself up, so hopefully that happens again. But yeah, talking about that Mush and Wish series, talk about like real dogfight that's going to be. We saw Mush last year make it all the way to the finals and push Lazy to the brink. And Wishbone's the #1 seed this season, but it seems like there's not a clear-cut favorite. I'm not sure if he feels disrespected, but no one would be surprised to see Mush or Wish win that series. I think it's going to go 7.
Yeah, Mush is an extremely unusual XBL player from the standpoint that he's a kind of a push it across type of player, which has never ever been successful at the XBL level. Other than with Mush, who was in 1 finals already, and I think Wishbone's still looking for his first finals. It's hard to believe at this point, but Mush actually has been to a finals, even with his dink and dunk single and move a runner across style. He's an underrated, extremely good pitcher, as is Wishbone, of course. But Wishbone has the power.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Mush has a little bit more small ball.
two of the quickest adjusters in all of the XBL, so it's going to be a real back and forth mind game sort of quick adjustment sort of thing. And we're here into the top of the 8th now after no runs across except for that solo shot. So they did get the one, I guess, for the Pelicans. It's up to 0-8 now, and it's about to be 5 outs to play with, needing 8 runs here if you're the Jailbirds. You at least, if you're not going to win this one, you got to try to get some runs across, get yourself some momentum before Game 3. It's a long series. Everything's not over if it's 0-2.
Oh, definitely not.
Able to get a single right there. Maybe he can start something. We've only seen 5 or 6 hits so far. He's got a good spot in his order up, and this starter is going to start waning. This is really now or never sort of situation. This is your best chance to score in this game, and you got to have it. 3-0 count. Mind Gamer playing a factor. Distractor as well, and he gets one laced over there to center. It's dove on and missed.
Oh, boy.
He rounds the bases. Holds him at 2 and 3. Probably a smart play. Got to play it safe in a spot like this, down 8. And so here's Jim Deathbringer, fastball hitter. Pitcher's still locked in, but the stats are waning. Swings late on that heat anyways. 0 and 2.
That's the one you have to hit, Yoni.
You can tell he's just a little bit nervous because of the situation. Gets a hold of that one, though. Left field, down the line. It's going to score 2. It's probably going to turn into a double. We'll see. He turns it back, but it's a 2 RBI single. And finally, the Jailbirds are on the board, and this game is not over yet, folks. Jailbirds won the Lombalo Award. If anyone's going to come back from a deficit like this, it's Simon.
I think Simon is learning that he's never going to voluntarily throw a pitch on the plate. Remember, he's pitching at a low ego, and he clearly can handle that ego. So you're going to have to twist his arm behind his back all the way up to his neck, get him to throw a ball that's actually on the plate.
And here comes the SPRP. Didn't see this guy in the first game. He's got that standard arsenal of 4 pitches. Decent stats, so the velo's still there. Simon looking a little bit more comfortable. 1-2 count here, though. It's a big spot. Good eye on that one. 2-2. Tough out is on. Still no clutch. Ooh, he hits it well, but right at the second baseman's chest. And now we got Nosh Jailer, who I'm pretty sure I called Josh Naylor last game. But regardless, he's got enough to do something here. 2 on, 2 outs. He needs a hit. And it gets by the third baseman right past his stretch glove, and so the bases are loaded now. A grand slam right here missed. Oh, probably not going to happen from this guy, but I was going to say a grand slam or even just like a 2-run hit really changes the momentum and makes Simon have some belief here.
Yeah, if you can gap something here, because you still have another inning.
Great hit on the outside. Outside pitch worked.
Slow roller.
He goes
He's
home.
gone.
He's going to play it aggressive, and he's safe because of it. 2-run score, and this thing's starting to get tight, folks. 4-8 now. Pressure bars are up to 4. The SPRP came in, and he's kind of trolling. He's given up hit after hit since he's been in the game. And he yanks him real quick. A short leash there for the SPRP. Here comes Floral. Another one up the middle. It's dropped. Does he have enough speed to get to first? It's going to be close.
No.
Just in time. If you're Preztone there, you're just hands to the high heavens. You're glad the pitcher knocked that one down. And if you're Simon, that would have been huge if he was able to get that one on.
Yeah, and if you tend to be a player that builds rosters with some fast and some slow players, and you hit that ball, you're always praying that it's one of those fast runners, and when it's not, it's so deflating.
And it always feels like it's the slow guy, isn't it?
It's always the slow guy. It's always the slow guy.
So here we are, bottom of the 8th here in Game 2 of the AA. Pelicans send another one. A weak curveball on that first pitch, and off rip. He's aggressive on it. He swings it over the fence. A home run for Armstrong, his first one of the playoffs, and leads back up to 5 now. We've seen so many home runs here from Preztone in this series. He's already got to be around 7 or 8 home runs through 2 games.
Yeah, a bit of a hangover there, I think, after getting thrown out at first on what would have really changed the game.
Yeah, definitely. And now back-to-back hits, 1 home run, 1 single. Mojo's already down on this closer, and Mojo went up on that batter. And here comes Britt Brooks. Huge stats. Swings right at the second baseman. Mojo back up now for the closer. And here's Preztone, who's already had a huge series, looking to do some more damage. Screwball's going to be way outside. He watches it 1-1. Has that elite two-seam as well. This one's going to be up there. It's deep left field. Not going to be quite enough. A great pitch there from Simon to limit the power. Had that one perfectly in there on the corner, and he's got 2 outs now after giving up that single. This fastball is right. Oh my gosh, it lag pitched perfectly to the edge.
Yeah, that was quite a pitch.
This one's inside, though, and it's hit deep center field. Is it going to have enough? Are we going to see another rob? He doesn't need it. He catches it at the track, and that one's going to keep Preztone from scoring, and it's going to keep the Jailbirds in this ball game. They just put up 4 in the 8th. Can they put up 5 here in the 9th? They're going to have one. Go ahead, mister.
They gave up that big dinger, Uni, but they're still a lot closer than what they were.
Yeah, only down 5, and they've got a lot of good batters up in the order right here. 9, and then the order flips around. Watches 2 there. Great pitch on the corner. A new reliever in now. This is the 3rd reliever in 2 innings. Preztone. Ooh, tough pitch on the inside right there. Get a looking strikeout. Oh, another well-struck ball, but over to second. Now, real tough situation. Top of the 9th here. Needs 5 runs with no outs to play with. Can he make some magic happen? That one's hit well, but just going to die out there in center field. And there we go. Through 2 games, Preztone is going to be up 2-0 in the series. But not going down without a fight was Simon and his Jailbirds. Put up 4 there in the 8th spot, so a lot of runs scored so far in this series. The 1 seed Jailbirds find themselves down now to the 4 seed Pelicans here in our AA semifinals.
Yeah. Number 1, you got to give it to the Jails. You know, they weren't going to go quietly there. But number 2, and most importantly, Simon at this point needs to understand he has to force balls onto the plate. You're not going to make a meal out of balls off the plate.
Yeah, one of the big differences you see as you go up in the leagues is the adjustment speed, the level of thinking that these players have, and a lot of it comes from experience playing in the league, and a lot of it just comes from baseball background. There's really a whole mix of it, but I think as you look at this series now, down 2-0 as the Jailbirds are, what are they going to adjust to try to climb back into this thing? If you're Preztone, you kind of do what you've been doing. He's hit the ball extremely well, and in Game 2, he limited the power of the Jailbirds. He didn't give up any home runs. So can they adjust? I think if the Jailbirds are able to adjust, they can easily get back in this. We've seen some reverse sweeps before, and he still has a game to play with.
Yeah, Simon's going to be facing AAA pitching next season, and he is clearly facing pitching right here that's not going to hand him anything. He has to earn everything. So it'd be interesting to see how Game 3 pans out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The whole series, I think, is going to be. I don't expect this to be shorter than 6 games, even though it's at 2-0 right now. But, yeah, so we got Preztone up 2-0 in the series after a battle of the big bats. We really saw that slight marginal difference in terms of pitching, and the stats backed that up throughout the season. Preztone was a slightly better pitcher, and it kind of showed right there. He was a slightly better pitcher, and that's why he won those first 2 games. So we've got XBL coming up after tonight with Zlat, and I think Mist is going to be back in the booth for that one. So, Mist, you got any last words before I get us out of here? I know you got a quick break before that next one.
No, I'm just glad to see that the young AAA players playing as well as they did. Looking forward to the rest of the series, and looking forward to Mush and Wishbone's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great series starting up as we're in the semifinals now. We're going to have a lot of games coming at you. We're finally into that heat of the playoffs where the casters are working a second job practically, but it's the funnest time of the year as we get so much of that elimination best of 7 baseballs. So, yeah, great series here from the AA. Y'all make sure you tune in to the XBL tonight to watch our league office Wishbone, roster tool creator, fanatic, and everything in between, and then Mush Josh, the former finalist last season. It's going to be an excellent series for Mist. For me, it was fun casting this AA matchup. We'll get it back to you this week as we get hot and heavy on the semifinals. I'll catch you on the Discord. See ya.